Hello everyone, this is ACHAIA Kaya, and we are in game number 3. Oh my goodness, right off the bat, a little bit of a micro there, and Buki apparently aware of what he has done. But anyways, yeah, moving into game 3 right now. The series is tied up between Buki and Alexbot, facing against Darrenc and FabIntegral here. The series is at 1-1 after Darrenc and FabIntegral were able to get the win in that last game playing on Metalopolis. But we are going to be playing on Discord 4 for game number 3 here, and this is a shared base map rather for 4 players. And as you can see, one ramp here is going to allow them to defend both bases. The only thing about this is, of course, this one ramp does not include any expansions. The first expansion is right outside their main here. So rather than having the symmetrical, everybody has their own expansion right outside the main base and all of that, this one is a little bit more asymmetrical in the sense that both players cannot easily expand outside the main at the same time. There's an expansion very close to this initial ramp, and then there's another expansion further over to the right, or there is an expansion closer by air, but as far as ground goes, there is a long ground distance to travel all the way around to the ramp to get in there. And then of course there are 2 gold minerals around the Xel'Naga watchtowers in the middle here, as you can see. But anyways, wanted to mention real quick before we get into this too far, again, Shock Strategy Guide sponsoring the tournament, putting up a great prize pool, so thanks to them very much so. And definitely go check out their site. I've got a link for their site in the description here. So if you're a new StarCraft player or a mid-level to low-level StarCraft player looking to find basic ways to improve, definitely check out his guide, and there's some stuff you can probably learn on there. Make yourself a better StarCraft 2 player. But anyways, moving into this game right now, 13 is going to be casting this with me once again. 13, what's going on, man?
I'm here all night, man. You don't have to keep introducing me like that.
Yeah, we have been viewing and casting games for a lot of today, and we actually were moderating the tournament last night. We did not cast any of last night's games because it was so stinking hectic trying to get everybody organized for the round robin. But what kind of strategies are you expecting to see in this map, 13, since we've got the shared bases, there's a lot of distance to travel by ground, and actually it looks like FabIntegral once again going for that fast expansion, so probably going to see that speedling build again.
Yeah, I really like the Terran player's choice of going with Ghosts early in the first game. It was extremely successful against, you know, the Lings and the Stalkers that his opponents had. He was able to EMP those Stalkers and snipe those Lings almost instantly, and I'd like to really see him use that strategy again in this game. The last game he went very, very heavy on the Reapers, wasn't successful with it. I think Ghost was the choice for him.
Yeah, absolutely. The Reapers, as we can see, as we saw last game, very effective at hit and run strategies. They do a lot of damage to light units like miners, marines, zerglings if you can micro them properly. But the problem is if they get in a pinch and they really can't take damage, so they go down very, very quickly. And that's what we saw last time. Is Reapers just got a little bit out of position, and they immediately got pincered between some stalkers and some speedlings, and he basically just lost his entire Reaper army in a matter of a few seconds because Reapers are just so weak they cannot tank hardly any damage at all. But anyways, getting into this game, it looks like we already are seeing FabIntegral going with this mass zergling strategy. He does have his speed upgrade researching about a quarter of the way done now, and it looks like he is already starting to crank some Lings out. We can see on the production menu right now getting the speed upgrade and another Overlord, but currently no Lings building. He already does have a handful of them out and moving across the map right now though. So we are going to be seeing a very, very similar build from Darrenc and FabIntegral that we did last game. But going back to the Terran players base, Buki and Alexbot here, it looks like Alexbot once again going with the Stalker tech, but we do see a reactor, so maybe a little bit more marine heavy for Buki this time. It looks like Buki is probably the person experimenting the most with their builds, and this time getting out more marines than anything. And as 13 mentioned, I would like to see some more ghosts. The ghosts were super effective.
Building at this point.
Yeah, there's the Ghost Academy right there. So in the production menu, yeah, you can see he does have the Ghost coming out. There is some more probes. Basically, yeah, just a lot of standard tech and macro going on right now. And yeah, there's FabIntegral saying he's going to go mass Lings. So at this point, this game can almost cast itself because it seems like it's a mirror matchup from what we saw last game.
Yeah, I mean, it worked for him last game. I don't see why they should switch. I think Buki and Alexbot really need to do just a little bit more heavy pressure on these guys. Darrenc and FabIntegral are just macroing so heavy at the beginning of the game. If they put some pressure on them, they might be able to take out that that fast expansion.
Yeah, and as you can see there by the vision on the mini-map, they are aware that that fast expansion is there, yet they have not taken an expansion of their own, and they have not put on any pressure early on to really prevent FabIntegral from taking advantage of that expansion. As you can see, he already has a handful of drones on there. It's not fully saturated on the mineral line yet, but he's got enough on there that he is going to be ahead in the income. And if we actually look at the income, we can see, you know, he is a few hundred ahead of everybody else, except for Yellow. He's only about 200 ahead of Yellow, although it just dropped down. I'm guessing he had a mule on the line there for a little bit. But anyways, yeah, you can already see FabIntegral taking a little bit of a lead in that income just because of that fast expansion. But it looks like Alexbot moving out with some of his units, although Buki not behind him. I think he needs to be really careful here, because with this army, which only has 4 zealots in the mix with these ranged units, if the speedlings get us around, he could be in some serious trouble.
Yeah, and as we mentioned before, we really like that choice of using sentries against the heavy stalker, heavy ling army. The force field is just so effective against lings, and Guardian Shield negates the attack of the stalkers immensely.
Yeah, absolutely. And apparently FabIntegral asking Spire or Roach, and Darrenc just telling him more lings. He just wants as many lings as possible, so apparently...
That's definitely what he's doing there.
Yeah, absolutely. And even getting a couple spine crawlers up there to help defend his base in case they try to do some kind of a counter push when they move out to defend against this. And the speedlings moving into position here, not yet attacking, but getting ready for some kind of a flank should Alexbot and Buki move out. Although it looks like they are just kind of running around for position right now. Although here we go, they are going to move out, and it looks like we're going to see a pretty large clash here very shortly. And I'm definitely interested to see how well this massling strategy works out against a larger army. But here they come in. It looks like he's got a large group of them set aside to flank once these, and actually Darrenc even splitting up his units here to perform some kind of a flank. So they're going to come at them from 4 different directions, it looks like, and just absolutely surround. Wow, and a lot of Zerglings coming in the back here, getting taken down by these Marines, but as you can see, the Marines were firing at the units in the back rather than the units in the front, so that whole time those force fields splitting up those units are really forcing that army to fight 2 separate battles at once, and those speedlings are just absolutely running through the remainder of that ranged army. And here come Darrenc's units, basically the cleanup crew at this point, running through all of those weakened units that had to fight for their lives to take down those Zerglings. And the Zerglings now moving across, picking out a few of these stray Marines, but there is a huge Protoss force moving in right behind them, and I don't know if Alexbot and Buki are going to be able to defend against this. If they push out right now, we'll have to see if they're going to be aggressive with this and continue to push, or if they're just going to try to hold position on the map and prevent their opponents from expanding.
Yeah, I'd like to see them go pressure at this minute. They definitely have the advantage. After they lost that huge army in that flank battle there, they need to push.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like you may get your wish here, 13, because they are definitely moving up into the ramp here right now. Although now that they've had a few more seconds to macro up, there are a decent amount of units, but the big thing is the tank. The tank's so powerful against pretty much everything on the map right now. And if he gets siege mode for that, as you can see, no siege mode right now, but if he can get siege mode here relatively quickly, then he will be in pretty good shape with that siege mode tech. On the production menu here, we can see that he's researching it, and it's not yet finished, but they're trying to push in right now. Some great force fields there, really forcing the Protoss player Darrenc to back off and not pressure too hard. Although if he doesn't go in there and really do some damage here soon, that siege tech is going to come online, and it's going to be even more difficult to break that entrance.
And I don't believe that Darrenc has blink at this moment. He obviously has that observer up there, has vision of the high ground, but he's not blinking. He must not have that tech.
Yeah, you're right. He does not have blink tech up and running right now.